Item 552. Wire fence. 1. Description. Furnish and construct fence of barbed wire or a combination of woven fence fabric and barbed wire, supported on metal or wood posts. 2. Materials. Furnish materials in accordance with details shown on the plans and with the requirements of this article. 2.1 Metal posts and braces. Furnish steel pipe in accordance with ASTM A53 if used for posts and braces. Use steel that meets ASTM A702 for T-posts. Use only new steel. Do not use re-rolled or open seam material. Furnish galvanized steel sections in accordance with item 445, galvanizing. Use an approved anti-corrosive coating when painting is specified. Spot coat damaged areas with the same paint color after installation of painted posts and braces. Use paint with at least the same anti-corrosive properties as the original paint. Use the size, weight, and area of posts, braces, and anchor plates shown on the plans. 2.2 Wood posts and braces. 2.2.1 Untreated wood. Provide cedar or juniper timber. 2.2.2 Treated wood. Provide pine timber treated in accordance with item 492, timber preservative and treatment. Remove outer bark and all inner cambium bark on treated posts. Occasional strips of bark may remain if not over 1/2 inches wide or over 3 inches long. Use sound timber that is free from decay, shakes, splits, or other defects that would weaken the posts or braces or otherwise make them structurally unsuitable for the purposes intended. Knots that are sound, tight, trimmed flush, and not in clusters will be allowed, provided they do not exceed 1/3 of the small diameter or the least dimension of the posts and braces. Remove spurs and splinters, cutting the ends square. 2.3 Gates and gate posts. Furnish materials to the dimensions shown on the plans or as directed. 2.4 Barbed wire. Furnish barbed wire in accordance with ASTM A121, Class 1. Use barbed wire consisting of 2 strands of 12.5 gauge wire, twisted with 2.14 gauge barbs spaced no more than 5 inches apart, or other barbed wire as directed. 2.5 Wire mesh. Furnish wire mesh fabric in accordance with ASTM A116, Class 1 to the height and design shown on the plans. Use at least 10 gauge wire for the top and bottom wires and at least 12.5 gauge wire for the intermediate wires and vertical stays. 2.6 Miscellaneous. Furnish galvanized bolts, nuts, washers, braces, straps, and suitable devices for holding barbed wire and wire mesh firmly to metal posts. Use material of good commercial quality and design. Provide galvanized staples at least 1.5 inches long. 3. Construction. Space fence posts as shown on the plans. Set fence posts plumb and firm at the intervals, depth, and grade shown on the plans. Brace corner and pole posts in 2 directions. Brace end posts and gate posts in 1 direction. Install a corner post where the alignment changes 30 degrees or more. Brace the angle post to the adjacent line posts with diagonal tension wires at alignment angles between 15 degrees and 30 degrees. Snub or guy fencing at the critical point of grade depressions where stresses tend to pull posts out of the ground with a double 9-gauge galvanized wire. Connect the wire to the top horizontal line of the barbed wire or to the top and bottom wire or wire mesh fabric, and to a dead man weighing at least 100 pounds. Stretch the fence before guying and snubbing. Install corner, end, or angle post assembly before stretching the wire between posts. Connect existing cross fences to the new fences and corner posts at junctions with existing fences. Fasten to posts using galvanized ties or staples while drawing barbed wire and wire fabric taut, or as shown on the plans. Install pole post assemblies at 500 feet intervals for steel posts and at 1000 feet intervals for wood posts. Metal line posts may be driven provided driving does not damage the posts. Metal corners, ends, pole posts, and braces must be set in concrete footings crowned at the top to shed water. Thoroughly tamp backfill in 4 inches layers. Notch timber posts as shown on the plans. For measurement. Fencing will be measured by the foot of wire fence, excluding gates. Gates will be measured as each gate. 5. Payment. The work performed and materials furnished in accordance with this item and measured as provided under measurement will be paid for at the unit price bid for wire fence or gate of the type specified. This price is full compensation for furnishing, preparing, hauling, and installing fence and gate materials, excavation, backfilling, and disposal of surplus material, removal and trimming of brush and tree limbs, and equipment, labor, tools, and incidentals. Removal of existing fence and gates will not be paid for directly but will be subsidiary to pertinent items unless otherwise shown on the plans.